So, I mean, it was just like a drop. It wasn't like it had been thrown and like skimmed across the floor or anything like that.
Yeah.
It was just a drop. And I was like, I can't figure out where this has come from.
Hi guys, we're back. Season 2. Wait, what? Jono, are you there?
I'm here.
Yeah, I thought you were just going to sit in silence then. Really balls me over. How you doing? You alright? You've been ill?
I have. I haven't seen you in a while.
Yeah, it's actually been horrible.
What's it been? Just over a week now?
Yeah, normally I see you 5 times a day. 5 times a day? 5 times a week. Come on, man. We're like 1 minute into season 2 and I fuck up.
We're carrying on how we finished off the last season.
Yeah. Nothing but bloopers. You're feeling better now, right?
Yes, thank you.
You haven't been bad ill. You just had a cold.
Yeah, I just had a cold, but I'm in the middle of my quarantine, just to be safe.
Yeah.
So I'm on day 8 of isolation right now.
How's it going?
It's not horrendous, but it's not great.
Yeah. I mean, I've video called you a couple of times. We've played a bit of Switch together.
That is true. That has been a highlight. I'm
keeping you sane. So, yeah. I mean, our entire work's shut now, isn't it?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Your isolation. I've got isolation too now as well.
Yeah. You're welcome.
Thanks, man.
I'm not saying that I shut down.
Yeah, but you're not saying you didn't. So,
should we be saying?
I mean, I was going to ignore it the first time and hope I could bleep it out, but now you said it twice. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have bleeped it twice now, and so let's not do that again.
All right, cool.
You bastard. So, little changes for season 2. Let's go with what we're going to start with first of all. Big change. We've got promos from some other podcasts. So I've got a full season's worth now, which is good. So I'll be dropping them in. I think we'll just kind of decide when and where. I'm not going to know until after I've recorded where it's going to go. So
right here.
I can't say, yeah, and now for the promo. And it'll just drop in. That's not going to happen. It's just you're going to hear a noise. I might have even changed the noise for season 2. I'm not even going to tell Jono. I'll let him find that out post-edit. So they'll be fun. They're like advertisements, but for people that we know and speak to and love in the podcast community.
I just thought you were going to go with, it's like advertisements, but for people we like.
It's like advertisements, but for free. What are we talking about today?
God knows. I've got a club in Portland that are dealing with. Yeah, that's my little side hustle away from the podcast.
Yeah, you don't even need to work with us, man.
But yeah, there's a club in Portland that are dealing with the coronavirus in their own way.
Nice.
I've got a unwanted gift from a neighbour, and just to mix things up a bit, I've got my own little personal story. Because we always say about other things that happen in the news, but we've got some as well.
We do, and you know what? I have heard this story before, but I haven't heard it for quite some time. So I'm sorry if people can hear me rustling in the background. What's happened here is I want to make note of something, and so I'm just not even going to be quiet about it anymore. Here's the pen. Tried to be quiet, fucked it up. Here we go. I mean, here, let me just fold my notepad over. All right, good. Well, starts we need to go on.
Yeah, as you can see, we're a lot more professional this season.
Do you know the worst thing is, right? This time we are going to be more professional. We're recording more of them. We've got some other stuff going on. We've got like episodes like ready ahead of time. This is good, but I'm just letting the team down.
Don't worry, mate. I'll be
There's
there
plenty
with
of
you
time for you to
soon.
say. All right. Well, I've got some little bits of good news to start off with because the world is going to shit at the moment, but it's not all shit, and so we're going to quickly discuss that because after this one moment, I'm never going to talk about what's going on again unless anything big happens because the entire world at the moment is every 10 seconds you hear COVID-19 or coronavirus, and it'd be nice if this podcast was a little break from that.
Yeah, it's a bit crazy right now.
Yeah. So I've got just a little bit of like the upsides of it, which you don't hear that often, and then I've got. Okay, and then after that, I have a different virus to talk about that is currently trending on Twitter, and I just want to put people's minds at ease with that because it's not as big and scary as it sounds. So I've done some research because go me. So shall I start with the good news stuff?
Yeah, let's start upbeat and then just go drastically downhill from there.
Well, I mean, the two stories that I have, one is, here's why coronavirus isn't too bad, and the next one's, a dude died. So... Okay, so here's the 5 reasons. Okay, this is the 5 good things. It's come from BBC News, and it's rare that I like things that they put out, but this one's all right. Number 1, pollution has dropped. That's a good thing.
That is a good thing.
There's some photos here. Obviously, it'll be, as per usual, in the show notes. Nearly forgot what the word show note was. Haven't recorded for a few weeks. Don't know how to do this anymore. So both Italy, or Northern Italy, and China showed like major falls in nitrogen dioxide, which is a serious air pollutant and a powerful warming chemical, which is good. Nice that we can have a bit of a drop in that.
Yeah, I saw some great pictures from Manila as well. It's just the skyline looks so different.
I really haven't seen that.
I'll find them. I'll send them to you. But there's just all the haze disappears and you can actually see blue skies again.
That's insane, man. I like that. I like that a lot. Also, researchers in New York also told the BBC that early results show that carbon monoxide, mainly from cars, has reduced by nearly 50% compared to last year, which is great.
That is good news.
Less flights, less people driving around. Things are good. Canals are clearing up. I think we've probably all seen the photos of Venice.
Yeah.
Animals are returning back to water that they haven't been in for years. I can't remember where it was, but there was a video of some dolphins in some harbours that they hadn't been in for like 5-10 years because of how like busy it is and how polluted the water is. So that's nice to see that life's cracking on while we're hiding away. Number 3 is acts of kindness. There's lots of acts of kindness going on. One example: 2 New Yorkers amassed 1,300 volunteers in 72 hours to deliver groceries and medicine to the elderly and vulnerable people in the city, which is nice. All of the big companies are introducing like elderly hours and NHS hours. So yeah, let's focus on the acts of kindness rather than the bads.
Yeah. It does bring out a good sense of community spirit, doesn't it? It's a shame it's not like this 100%. All the time.
I for a second there was going to take a sip of water, but then you stopped talking, and then I was about to point out that you had stopped talking so I couldn't drink, and then you started talking again. So what I should have done was taken a sip. There you go. There's just getting rid of all the mystery of podcasting. Number 4, the United Front. So, I mean, we've all seen it. Italy, Spain, people singing from their balconies. In Spain, there was a fitness instructor that did an exercise class from a low roof in the middle of an apartment complex. I hope you see. Have you seen that? It's pretty awesome.
Yes, I have. Yeah,
it's pretty awesome. And
did you see the video that was comparing Spain and Italy to the UK for that?
Yeah. It's not wrong. And number 5 is the creativity boom, and it's just where people, because they're stuck at home, it's parents finding new ways to entertain their kids. Kids finding new ways to entertain themselves, and I think on top of that as well, it's given a chance for like us to get ahead, and for people like us and other, I hate the word creators, to get ahead of things, which is nice. I don't like being stuck inside. You know that. I like to be out and about a lot, but I'm working out at home every other day with the other half. We go for a walk around the block, making sure that we go literally nowhere near anyone. Yeah. But other than that, it's given me a chance to, edit and record, and I'm going to write some new blog stuff for the website, so that's good. But yeah, there's a couple of notes of good things coming out of the otherwise bad world right now. But more importantly, stay at home, you morons. Listen to podcasts. If this is the first one you've heard, the last season was worse. Go back and listen to that. Then we'll sound great. And then, you would have saved some people. That's a nice sip of water. On to you, Jono.
Right, well, while we're on the subject, Portland, my club. So there's I'm going to clear this up. It's not my club.
Yeah.
There's a strip club in Portland, and it's called the Lucky Devil Lounge. So they've had to close the club because obviously gatherings of people. But the bill that was passed that forced all these establishments to close does allow them to provide a service for like takeout food or delivery food.
Yep.
So the owner of the club took this opportunity. He first put it as a joke on social media, but people were genuinely interested in and inquiring about it. So he decided to launch a delivery service, and he called it Boober Eats.
Solid.
And it's where
solid name.
Their full menu can be delivered by strippers.
That is gold.
Yeah. He saw an opportunity and he took it.
He did. He said, I can't have these scantily clad women going hungry. I also can't have our punters going hungry. So let's pay the scantily clad ladies and feed the perverts.
Yeah. Obviously, social distancing is still enforced.
Yeah. Can't touch
still
the boobs.
Not allowed to touch the dancers. Yeah.
Well, I'm not ordering then.
Well, if you are in the Portland area, you can order it between 7 and 1.
Wow, that's quite late.
Well,
I mean, although it makes more sense that way round than 7 a.m.
Just breakfast and lunch.
Breakfast and lunch from strippers. I think Boober Eats is a solid name.
It is a solid choice.
Yeah. I'm not going to argue with that. Well done, that man. Well done, that man. You have another news story, though, don't you? Now, this one...
Yes.
You read the headline to me and then said that you were hiding something from me. And I can't wait to hear it.
So...
Also,
I told you
just before you start, if anyone can hear a noise in the background, I have been sitting in my garden all day, and there's been no noise, and then I start recording a podcast, and suddenly there's noise outside. The location for my recording is different now. I have a full-time setup, and unfortunately that is near a window, and for now there is no soundproofing other than a blind. So if you can hear something, I'm sorry.
It's not your squirrel friend come back, is it?
Don't even talk about him. Carry on with your story.
Right, so I told you that I had a news story about a woman who gave a box of sex toys to her neighbour.
Yes.
Right, and that was all I told you.
That is all I know.
Right, so this was a lady in Spain,
right,
who gave her neighbour this box, told her it was full of sex toys, which her boyfriend had left when he moved out.
Right.
There's no real reason as to why she wanted to store them somewhere, like at her neighbour's house.
Yeah, I mean, of all the people,
that's not. Yeah, I mean, would you accept a box of sex toys from your neighbour?
I mean, better than family, but not ideal still.
Yeah. So bit of a strange request anyway, but they obliged. They took the box in.
Yep.
Put it in the wardrobe in their guest room, and kind of forgot about it. Until about 6 months later, when they started noticing a bit of a smell coming from their guest room.
Oh, Lord.
So they...
we don't need that.
They investigated, they pulled the box out. Turned out it was the severed head of the woman's ex-husband.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. It had been boiled in water and wrapped in foil to possibly limit odour escaping.
Fuck!
And the woman was obviously arrested, but the police don't believe that she would be capable of doing that herself, because it seems to have been treated by a criminal professional.
Okay.
So
I mean, you can find a lot on Google these days.
That's true. The lady's cleaner was interviewed, and apparently at some point she had been asked to come in early and help get rid of some rubbish, and there was lots of very heavy trash bags. So it's all a bit suspicious. They still haven't found his body, but so this was a couple of months ago.
Yeah.
But they're investigating the rubbish dumps and things.
Damn.
Yeah, it's pretty mad.
Damn. That is a solid fucking story.
You're welcome.
Proud of you.
Thanks, man.
Okay. All right. Well, if Sarah ever says to you, that she has a box that she needs you to store, and it's from me. Check that out straight away.
If it is your head in a box, I will treasure it forever.
Thanks, man. Maybe put it in some of that clear liquid that then dries and hardens. I can't think of what it's called, but you know what I mean. And then you could have.
I was thinking you were going Futurama style.
I mean, if you can make that happen, then yes, we can keep doing the podcast.
Incredible.
That'd be amazing, wouldn't it?
All right.
Okay, unexpected. Loved it. People have been discussing the hantavirus. Now, you don't know anything about this, which is nice.
Nope, I have not heard about it.
But it's been on Twitter. It was number 3 this morning. It's number 5 now on the trending. But
so you could say it's going viral.
So this was episode 1. So yeah, a lot of people are worrying about it, but I just want to explain what it is and say, don't worry about it. Chill. So, a man in China died from it. It's passed on from rodents, but the disease is not airborne. It can only spread to people if they come in contact with the urine, feces, and saliva of rodents, or less frequently if they're bitten by one.
Okay.
So, yes, a man dies from it. Yes, it came from animals, but it's not. It doesn't at the moment. People to people transmission is incredibly rare. As in, it's been around for a long time. A lot of people have got it. No one has really ever got it from someone else. So we should be okay. If you hear in episode 4 me saying, fuck, I was so wrong about that, then I'm very sorry. But I think we'll be okay. And now I'm going to tell you what it does and why we should be happy that it isn't people to people. So the early symptoms of it, there's 2 versions. It can cause hantavirus pulmonary syndrome or hemorrhagic fever with renal syndrome. So it's HPS and HFRS. So the early symptoms of HPS are fatigue? Jesus, I tried to read fatigue and fever at the same time. So fatigue and muscle aches, along with headaches, dizziness, chills, and abdominal problems. And if it's left untreated, it can lead to coughing and shortness of breath, and it can be fatal with a mortality rate of around 38%.
Ooh.
And the HFRS is about the same, but it can also cause low blood pressure, acute shock, vascular leakage, and acute kidney failure. So,
wow.
HPS
that does not sound fun.
HPS cannot be passed on person to person, and HFRS transmission is extremely, extremely rare. So, if you see it in the news and you're worried, don't be worried. But if you end up with it, do be very worried. But you're very, very, very unlikely to get it.
You know, keeping up with what's going on in the world can sometimes feel like it's more trouble than it's worth. The news can be scary and make you want to scream, or there's just simply too much out there to keep up with. But that's why there's the Assorted Goods podcast. It's the amateur's guide to world events, where each episode we take a closer look at a collection of stories that slip through the cracks of the regular news cycle. So find Assorted Goods on whatever podcast app you use, and join me in my attempts to learn a little more about the world, one story at a time.
Okay, you know what time it is.
Do I?
It's time for you to tell a story.
Oh, I don't know about that. I might just leave it.
Well, don't. Because it will cause hella editing problems for me.
All right, you're twisting my arm. So, as you know, but as most other people that listen to this probably don't know, I used to work in a hospital in sterile services.
Yep.
And, I mean, hospitals are generally kind of creepy anyway.
Yeah. Especially when you're around. I've hit my desk again. Karma.
So I used to do 13-hour shifts, and I was there quite late in the evening. Mm-hmm. And one of these evenings, I was just walking down the corridor at the back of the operating theatres to collect the instruments to process them. Mm-hmm. And I was walking down there with my little trolley. And then behind me, there was just this this loud clang.
Like me slamming my fist on my desk at work.
Yeah, Barry wasn't there. So I turn around.
As you do.
And there was nothing there apart from this small black metal disc on the floor.
Okay.
And I recognised it as one of the little radiator handles to, control the temperature. I was like, oh, okay, it's weird. So I carried on, picked up my bits, was heading back, and picked it up to put it back on the radiator, or put it, nearby anyway. And it wasn't actually by a valve that it could fit on.
Okay.
It was just like the flat panel, and then each valve either side of this long panel, which was probably like a good 8 or 10 foot maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Those valves both had their handles.
Right. Okay.
So, I mean, it was just like a drop. It wasn't like it had been thrown and like skimmed across the floor or anything like that.
Yeah.
It was just a drop. And I was like, I can't figure out where this has come from. So, partway down this corridor, there's a little turning that goes into the operating theatres.
Okay, yeah.
That kind of area. So I was like, maybe it's one of the guys. Maybe they're just like hiding around there, just trying to freak me out.
Bastards.
Yeah. Who'd do that? So I kind of snuck my head around the corner, but there was no one there.
Okay.
And there is a door there.
To like see Ash.
Yes, yeah, exactly. That's the exact kind of thing that Ash would do.
Yeah, 100%.
So I peered around, no one there. There's a door there, but it's got a swipe card and it's quite a loud beep if someone was to go through there.
Okay.
So, there was definitely no beep.
Yeah.
There was no one in the corridor. So I just kicked it to the side and left.
That is a wise move.
Yeah, I just went back, and when I got back, I text Ash. I was like, "Have you just been trying to wind me up or anything?" And he was on a completely different floor of the hospital. So
bloody hell.
Still no idea where that came from, but it definitely freaked me out a little bit.
Yeah, hospitals 100% are creepy already, man.
Yeah, especially at night. And when you're the only person walking down a corridor.
Yeah.
That's pretty weird.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. Yeah, fuck that. I'd have run so fast.
It's difficult to run in the little croc style shoes.
I don't give a shit. I would have done my best. I would have looked so weird doing so, but I would have been out there holding in all my screams. Fucking hell. Yeah, all right. Well, damn. Thank you for the personal story there.
No problem.
Might have to give one back on the next episode.
Please do.
I will.
Yeah, I'd like to hear that.
All right, I'll do it. I've just burped. Anyway, so nothing's off limits. I literally just finished working out and then called you on here. So
yeah, I mean, I've been working from home, not watching The Simpsons on Disney Plus.
Yeah, definitely not at that place that we beeped out earlier on, or for that place that we beeped out earlier on. So did you say you got Disney Plus?
Yeah, I signed up for the 1 year deal because it was £50 for the whole year, so it was a bit cheaper.
Not bad.
And my sister was interested in it, so we decided to go halves. But I'm very much looking forward to the new Mighty Ducks series that they're creating.
Oh yeah, I remember you saying about that actually. Yeah.
Yeah. But there's so much content on there; it's ridiculous. You've got all 30 seasons of The Simpsons. You've got all the Marvel films, all the Star Wars films.
Nice.
It's incredible.
Well, shit. I don't know what to say about that. I still have your Marvel film actually. I still have Civil War. That belongs to you.
Yep. Yes, it does.
Yeah. Well, I'd love to get back to you, but self-isolating. I need to actually still watch it.
You can keep hold of that for a little while longer.
Thanks, man. I'll disinfect it before I give it back.
If you don't, then we'll have our own Civil War.
Whee! Well, damn. This is an episode starting strong. I think this first episode, it's gonna have taken us this episode to get back into it.
Yeah, it's been a little while.
Yeah, it's always weird when you've had a bit of a break to get back into them, but I missed it.
Yeah, for sure.
And we have a lot planned for this season, so hopefully we can get past the average first episode and just crack on. Not that anyone will hear this, because it's at the end of the episode. They've tuned out real early. I might put the teaser at the beginning as something from your story so they stay on.
Yeah,
but that might not work.
That could work.
Who knows?
Don't put the promo in too early, because they might hear that and then just leave.
Yeah. Oh, this actually sounds a lot better. I'll probably put that in about halfway through, I reckon. So, yeah. I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm staring at the list of them right now, so I don't know why I'm staring at them. I've got a million other things I could be looking at. Okay, well, I'm going to wrap it up like a Christmas present. Or more like a birthday present, because it's just been my girlfriend's birthday. So she had a lovely time quarantined for her birthday. We went to a shop and bought like a random cake just so that we could have a birthday cake. Then we had Domino's. Well, I mean, before the cake, we had Domino's. Other pizza restaurants are available. And I had the rest of that for lunch today. It was great. We got a lot of stuff. I spent too much money at previously mentioned pizza place.
You can never spend too much on pizza.
I mean, you can. Take it from me. I'm going to finish this episode now. You want to say anything?
No.
Okay. Well, bye then.
Bye.